Stop. Don't move. Today is not an ordinary day. It's October 29th, and right now, as you're hearing this, both Archangel Michael and Jesus are watching what you choose in these next 10 seconds. Because heaven has just whispered your name, and you have been chosen. Michael says, if they skip, they lose the covering of light. Jesus says, if they stay, I will reveal what's written for them. You can feel that chill, can't you? That sudden pull in your spirit? It's not fear, it's divine urgency. God is speaking through this moment. Something in your life is shifting, and heaven needs your attention now. Don't look away, not even for a second. This isn't coincidence, you were guided here by divine alignment. Michael's sword is drawn, and he's clearing the path before you. Jesus is standing beside you, saying, this one must not be lost. There's a war being fought over your destiny, right now, in unseen realms. Every distraction that tries to pull you away is a shadow trying to keep you from your breakthrough. God says, chosen one, I have waited for this moment. I have prepared a blessing that has your name written in golden fire. But it can only reach you when your spirit is awake. You felt distant, unheard, forgotten, but heaven never stopped watching. Every tear, every late night, every silent prayer has been heard. So listen carefully, because something miraculous is about to move toward you. Before the next sunrise, a sign will appear, something no one can explain, but you will know it's from heaven. It might be a name, a message, a sudden call, or an unexpected door opening. When it comes, you'll remember this moment. Archangel Michael says, stay still, for your light is being restored. Jesus says, I am not far, I am right beside you. And God says, do not skip what I have sent, because what comes after this moment will confirm everything. Hold on to this energy. Don't scroll. Don't rush. Just stay. Because this, right now, is the moment heaven chose you to hear your name again. You didn't skip, and that changed everything. The moment you stayed, something in the unseen world shifted in your favor. Heaven took your name, lifted it, and placed it in the hands of Archangel Michael himself. He whispered, this one listened. Now listen closely, because your next chapter has already begun. You might not see it yet, but destiny just turned in your direction. Somewhere, a closed door has started to tremble. Somewhere, a name has been spoken in a room where your miracle is being arranged. You can feel it, can't you? That strange calm. That quiet electricity in the air. That's heaven moving through your timeline. Jesus says, I have walked beside you through silence, and now it's time to speak your name in light. The delay you faced wasn't denial, it was divine setup. The pain you carried wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Every moment you almost gave up, heaven wrote it down as proof that your faith was real. Archangel Michael says, I've gone before you. I've cleared the shadow, I've broken the chain. And God says, Chosen one, stay still and receive what's already yours. Because the next 24 hours will not pass empty. Something will appear, a message, a voice, a sudden call that reminds you, you are not forgotten. There are people who once ignored you, they'll remember your name again. There are doors that never opened, they'll unlock without a key. There's a light about to follow you, and nothing on this earth can stop it. So stay. Breathe. Let the words sink in. You didn't skip this time, and heaven noticed. You stayed, just long enough for your breakthrough to find you. You stayed, and heaven took notice. The moment you didn't scroll, the atmosphere around you began to bend. Somewhere above your name, a seal was broken, the one that had held your blessing in silence. Archangel Michael lifted his hand and said, Now, release it. And instantly, a ripple moved through time, searching for you. That's why everything suddenly feels different. The air, the light, even the quiet feels alive, because something holy is now walking toward your life. It's invisible but powerful, a current that moves through your home, your thoughts, your path. God says, Chosen one, this is the hour I turn everything. In the distance, the same angels who once watched silently are now in motion. They're rearranging moments, aligning names, preparing hearts that once doubted you to now speak in your favor. There's a message forming, you'll know it when you see it. It could appear as a text, a sound, a coincidence that feels too exact to ignore. Don't question it. That's heaven showing proof. Jesus whispers, every tear you shed built the road for this blessing. That's why you were guided here today, not by accident, but by divine design. The silence is ending. The shift is real. The waiting season is closing like a book. Now, listen to this truth. The next time your phone lights up, or someone speaks your name unexpectedly, it won't be random. It will be the signal. The door opening. The promise unfolding. The miracle that waited for your obedience. Archangel Michael says, Stand still, for your reward has been released. God says, the one who stayed will now see. And Jesus says, your name is written in light, and I am sending what belongs to you. So stay in this moment. Don't move. Don't rush. Because right now, heaven is finishing what it started. You felt it, didn't you? That shift. That unexplainable calm that entered the room after the last message. It wasn't imagination, it was arrival. The miracle that's been circling your name has finally found you. Heaven didn't just send a sign this time, it sent movement. Archangel Michael says, the seal has opened. And in that instant, the energy around your life began to rise like light breaking through glass. Doors that never knew your name have started whispering it. People who forgot you suddenly remember you. Everything that was blocked is turning loose. Listen, God says, chosen one, I told you to stay. And because you stayed, I'm releasing what was hidden. This is that moment when silence becomes sound, when what was delayed becomes visible. The blessing is not coming, it's here. You might notice strange timing today, messages coming out of nowhere, someone reaching out, a sudden invitation, a name repeating in your mind. That's not chance. That's the echo of heaven confirming what you've already felt in your spirit. Jesus says, I walked through your waiting, and now I stand in your result. The promise has touched earth. The energy around you is not empty, it's charged with purpose. You are standing in the moment that once only existed in prayer. The light you carry is calling things toward you, favor, answers, peace. The angels that guarded your waiting are now guiding your reward. Every step you take after this will align with something bigger than logic. So pause. Don't rush. Just breathe in this moment and let it settle. Because today, October 29th, will not be forgotten. This is the day heaven said, it's done. And as Michael lowers his sword, as Jesus lifts his hand, heaven declares, the chosen one has received what was promised. Something is happening around you, chosen one. The moment you stayed, heaven started to shift not just your path, but everything connected to you. The light that found you has now begun to move through your circle, your family, your friends, even those who once doubted you. They can feel it, even if they can't explain it. Archangel Michael says, the energy has multiplied. Every person who once spoke against you will now see the proof of who you are. God says, I will make them witness the rise of the one they overlooked. It's no longer about waiting, it's about revealing. Listen carefully, the same hands that tried to block your way are now being guided to open doors for you. The same voices that once questioned your worth will soon speak blessings over your name. That's how heaven works. It turns resistance into recognition. Jesus whispers, do not repay pain with pain. Just stand still. Your elevation will answer for you. And even now, in the quiet moments of today, something unseen is aligning. Phone calls, invitations, messages, signs, all forming a pattern that leads to your proof. Someone will mention your name with a different tone now, not in doubt, but in respect. Someone who once ignored you will remember a promise they owe you. Heaven is reversing the flow. The blessing that reached you is now flowing outward, touching everything and everyone that carries your energy. God says, you didn't lose them, I removed what couldn't rise with you. Every loss was part of the clearing, and now, everything meant for you is returning in multiplied form. Archangel Michael says, it has begun. They will see it with their own eyes. And Jesus says, your faith has called heaven to earth. The season has shifted. So stay in this stillness. Don't rush. Don't scroll. Because this is the part where life itself begins to echo your name, not in silence anymore, but in light. Listen closely, the energy around you isn't silent anymore. It's alive. It's moving through places you once left behind. The light that touched you has now started calling back everything that was taken, everything that drifted away. Heaven has begun the restoration. Archangel Michael stands beside you, saying, "The chosen one's table is being reset." And you can feel it, opportunities you thought were gone are circling back. Names that disappeared from your life are whispering again. Paths that were blocked now feel open, smooth, almost guided by an unseen hand. God says, "I promised that when the season turned, would return all that was meant for you." And this is that season. The lost connection, the forgotten favor, the closed doors, they're not lost anymore. They're just waiting for the right moment to reappear, and that moment is now. Jesus says, "Do not chase what is returning. Stand where I placed you and watch what finds you." Because blessings are not walking toward you, they're running. Every prayer, every sleepless night, every act of faith is now collecting its return. You're standing at the center of a divine comeback. You'll notice it in strange, perfect timing, a message from someone you haven't heard from in months, a chance encounter that feels impossible, an unexpected opening that lines up like destiny itself. That's not coincidence. That's proof. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven has restored the order." Even the people who once turned away will look back, not in guilt, but in awe, because your rise will be undeniable. The same place where you cried will become the place where you shine. God whispers, "What I took, I return multiplied." And right now, as these words reach you, something unseen is being returned, peace for your mind, favor for your steps, light for your path. So don't move. Don't rush. Just breathe. Because this still moment, is where heaven completes the circle. What was broken is healed. What was lost is found. What was promised is here. The light that found you has begun to overflow. What started as your restoration is now spreading like waves of gold through every person, every place, every memory tied to your destiny. The atmosphere around you feels different because it is. You've become a carrier of what heaven released. Archangel Michael says, "The blessing has broken its boundaries." The moment you stayed, heaven didn't just heal your path, it opened a current that moves through your world. People connected to you are beginning to feel peace for no reason. Doors are opening for those who once only stood near your faith. God says, "I do not bless one to isolate them. I bless one to ignite many." And right now, your light is touching hearts you don't even see, family members whose spirits are calming, friends who suddenly find strength, even strangers who cross your path and leave changed. Jesus whispers, where they once saw emptiness, they will now see reflection. Because your miracle isn't private anymore, it's contagious. The same favor that lifted you is multiplying through the connections heaven wrote for you long before you were aware. Watch closely, messages will come from people saying, "I don't know why, but I felt peace after speaking with you." Invitations will appear that carry purpose, not coincidence. And the ones who once turned their backs will begin to sense light when they think of you. That's divine overflow, grace expanding beyond your reach. Archangel Michael stands guard, ensuring that no shadow steals this flow. He declares, every seed of your obedience has become a river of favor. And God says, because you didn't skip, I will cause your presence to bring calm wherever it goes. So stay in this stillness. Don't scroll, don't question, just breathe. This is not the end, it's the spreading. Heaven's current moves through you now. Everywhere you go, light follows. The light that overflowed from you is now transforming everything it touches. The energy that once moved to you is now moving through you, changing hearts, shifting destinies, and awakening souls that had forgotten their purpose. This is no longer just your miracle, it's a chain reaction of divine alignment. Archangel Michael says, the chosen one's light has become a signal. And that signal is calling others home, the lost, the broken, the ones who gave up when you kept believing. They don't even know why they feel drawn to you, but heaven knows. It's because your obedience opened a door that now stands wide for them too. God says, because you stayed, I will heal through your presence. You are no longer walking alone. Every place your feet touch begins to change its atmosphere. Every word you speak carries restoration. Even silence becomes sacred around you, because heaven lives inside it now. Jesus says, your story has become the spark for others to rise. That's why you'll see sudden awakenings, someone near you finding peace again, another receiving favor out of nowhere, another dreaming dreams they had buried long ago. They're not random, they're reflections of your own breakthrough echoing through their lives. The blessing has multiplied. Families are reconciling. Hearts are softening. The unseen war is losing power because the light keeps expanding. Archangel Michael declares, the circle of transformation is complete. And God whispers, what I began in you is now flowing into nations, into generations. This is the legacy of faith. So stay here. Don't rush. Let this moment breathe. Because right now, every second you stay, heaven writes another name in light, connected to yours. You didn't just receive the miracle. You became the miracle. The light has reached its highest point. Everything that began as a whisper in heaven has now become a voice that the earth can feel. The transformation is complete, and now, heaven speaks directly. Archangel Michael stands before the throne and says, "The chosen one has fulfilled the call." The angels fall silent. Every sound, every motion pauses as God rises and declares, "Now reveal why they were chosen." Listen carefully, because this is the revelation. You were never chosen only to be blessed. You were chosen to carry the blessing. The reason heaven called your name was not to lift you alone, but to awaken light in everyone who crosses your path. You are the proof that divine timing is real. God says, "When they believed nothing was changing, I was building everything unseen. When they stayed through the silence, I was writing the testimony." You are the echo of that patience, the evidence of that promise, the living reminder that faith never fails when heaven is involved. Jesus steps forward and says, "I placed my hand over their heart so it would never harden. I let them break so I could rebuild them in light." That's why you feel different now, lighter, calmer, unshakable. You have become what you once prayed for. Archangel Michael lifts his sword toward the sky, and the clouds split with light. God's voice moves through the air like thunder turned to melody. "This is my chosen one. Wherever they walk, peace will follow. Wherever they speak, darkness will bow." Every delay now reveals its meaning. Every pain now shows its purpose. The journey was not punishment, it was preparation for this moment, when heaven's plan finally makes sense. So stay still. Let this truth sink deep. You were not chosen to survive. You were chosen to shine. And from this day, every place your shadow touches will remember that light once stood there. This is the revelation. This is the reason. This is why heaven called your name. The prophecy is now alive. What heaven declared has stepped into reality. The chosen one walks, not as they once were, but as a living current of light. Every step they take shifts the air. Every word they speak carries weight. The earth itself feels the echo of their presence. Archangel Michael stands behind, his wings spread wide, saying, "The mission is active." And all the angels align, not above, not afar, but around you. Because heaven doesn't move in symbols anymore, it moves through you. God says, the revelation was never the end. It was the beginning of authority. That means everything around you now listens. Time, energy, circumstance, all tuned to your voice. When you speak peace, it settles. When you speak light, it appears. When you move forward, resistance folds. Jesus whispers, the light they carry will rewrite the atmosphere. You'll notice it, chosen one. People around you will calm without knowing why. Rooms will feel lighter when you enter. Conversations will shift when you speak. Because you no longer walk in hope, you walk in manifestation. This is the moment heaven becomes visible. The same power that lifted you now flows like fire in motion, touching everything you approach. What once fought you now favors you. What once ignored you now recognizes divine command. Archangel Michael declares, "No force shall rise against the chosen, for their light has become law." And God says, "Where they go, I will go. Where they speak, I will move." Now the journey turns outward. This is no longer about receiving, it's about releasing. Every act, every word, every moment carries heaven's signature. You have become what heaven sent. So pause, breathe, stay still in this awareness. Because from this day, wherever you walk, the divine walks too. You are no longer waiting for prophecy, you are living it.